Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're looking to get funded, we've got a solution for you. Our partnered prop firm FX2 Funding helps traders get access to up to $200,000 in trading capital. FX2 Funding is not your average prop firm. We've chosen them as our partner because of their fair examination rules, their professional and available customer service, and they have an outstanding reputation in the prop firm space. Here's a quick look at their evaluation process. First, they don't have a time limit on their evaluations. That means that you can take your time when passing your evaluation. There's no pressure to rush your trading. Second, there is only one phase to pass in their evaluation before getting access to your funded account. Also, their evaluation fees are fairly priced and fully refundable upon passing. Once you're funded, you'll be able to keep up to 85% of your trading profits. Finally, a rule we know swing traders will love: you can hold your positions over the weekend. For a limited time, get 15% off any of their account challenges with promo code A1Trading15. That's 15% off any account challenge with code A1Trading15. If you're ready to get funded, we're dropping a link in the chat right now, and you can also find it in the description down below. So go ahead and get signed up today for 15% off with promo code A1Trading15. Now, back to the show.
All right, guys, and we are here, back in the building, taking a look at market news coming in hot here for you guys this morning. We do have core retail sales as well as retail sales for the U.S., and if you are a CAD pair trader, we do also have some CAD CPI coming out, which could be market moving to not just CAD, but also potentially like gold and things like that can react positively or negatively to economic output numbers like this. As we get started here, I just want to let everyone know we've got 326 people in the two channels. We're streaming on two different locations. If you guys are new to the channel, new to the stream, do me a quick favor, make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. As we get started here, we are going to be covering the news. I'm going to be reacting to what comes out here. We're going to watch the charts and talk about trading setups as we get into all of this. Like I said, we've got retail sales and CAD CPI falling at the same time in just under 10 minutes. Let's jump into some chart analysis to get prepared for the event. I'm going to focus a little heavily on USD pairs as well as indices and gold. So bear with me here as we jump into a couple charts. I'm going to kind of rapid fire to get us ahead of the curve. Dollar index has been beaten down recently and continues to be on what I would consider a pretty strong downward trend. Sellers are in charge of this market at this time, and until further notice, any rallies on the dollar, in my opinion, are mostly selling opportunities. So for example, if we do start to see a pop in the dollar, meaning a move to the upside off of retail sales numbers that come out here in just 8 minutes or so, the potential rally could actually be, in my personal opinion, a pullback opportunity against some of the other currencies. We could talk about some crosses in just a moment. But again, dollar here, the downtrend does seem to be still in play. And I do know a lot of people in the chat probably want me to take a look at some gold here. I see a lot of requests. Is mic bad? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if the mic is bad. Hold on. Someone said mic. I just want to make sure. Okay, should be fine. I'm plugged into the right mic. Everybody can hear me okay? Just let me know so I can continue in the chat here if you guys would, those of you who are with me live. Okay, so yeah, like I said, pops on the dollar here this morning are probably going to be mostly bearish opportunities in my personal opinion. Now, here's the thing. With the dollar index itself, it's kind of tricky because there's not really any significant level of resistance for me to sell at, right? It's not quite like where, you have key support that breaks and then potentially retesting and selling could be an opportunity. This was a trade idea that I had at the time, right? That level of support. When it did break, I was thinking, hey, maybe a retest could be an opportunity to sell. We never got the retest. It just sank and sank. So the dollar continues to be incredibly weak. And when we pull up things like gold here, you can see that weakness in the dollar is really helping out the price of gold. Gold is moving up here. And usually, most of the time, not 100% of the time, but most of the time, when the dollar is moving down, it's going to give some lift off to gold and vice versa. When the dollar is rallying, it's going to put pressure on the metals market, as of course, gold is priced in dollars. At least that is the traditional way of pricing it globally, as the US dollar still remains to be kind of the global reserve currency. Well, here's my take on gold here this morning. Big move up, impressive rally here for the bulls. I've got to give it to them, right? So this move here, in my personal opinion, pullbacks look possibly like opportunities to get long. Now, again, we might see that if there's any dollar strength on retail sales numbers coming out here this morning in just under 6 minutes, 5 minutes here. Pullbacks could be interesting. We did get, and we're going to have to drop lower time frame for this. What was kind of sketchy is look at the hourly. The hourly closed really ugly, right? This is one big, I'm not a candlestick pattern master by any means, but that looks like kind of like a gravestone doji. If you're familiar, it's a big long wick on the top or a pin bar. It doesn't really matter. I don't really go by names. I don't think they matter too much for what I do. Basically, the point is massive rejection in this candle here. Now the question is, how is this news going to impact it? In my opinion, there's still an opportunity to potentially get long gold. Here, like I said, 4-hour chart still looks very, very strong. The question will be, now that we've broken through this area, are we going to hold it off the 4-hour chart? This candle has 34 minutes left in it, by the way, guys. The candle we're looking at, this is a 4-hour candle in a strong upward move here. And remember, we've been talking about gold here. Gold is on our watch list. Gold is getting a buy rating on our software. For the big point here, basically, we took a look at COT report data here to start out the week yesterday, and I've still got it pulled up. Gold continues to be one of the most bought things by professional money managers and hedge funds and things like that. They're very long gold. So I really like gold buys here if I can find opportunities to do so. Better yet, guys, I want to show you something. If you're focused specifically on gold, do me a quick favor. If you are a gold person in the chat, type yes or type I am or me. I don't know. Gold traders in the audience, let yourself be heard. Let us know that you are, of course, a gold trader if you're somebody who's interested in it. I want to show you, while you do that, take a look at the commodities on the retail positioning, guys. And what we see here, this is actually increased. It does seem like retail traders have been picking up more and more long exposure. Short exposure on the gold market, while hedge funds and professional money managers are more on the long side of gold. Now, does that guarantee that in the next 15 minutes gold is going to go up? Absolutely not, right? That does not guarantee anything. But positioning and sentiment analysis specifically, we call it SA on the channel. If you're a regular, you know what's up. We call this SA, sentiment analysis. We take a look at what retail is doing. We take a look at what hedge funds are doing, and we trade accordingly. Of course, it's not a signal by itself, but it can be a nice confluence factor to use that goes beyond just technical charting. So again, 74% of retail traders are short, and a large component of hedge funds have long exposure to the gold market. So I am looking to be, more interested on the long side of gold. By the way, guys, this software here that we've got a few minutes to go before the news. I do want to drop really quick a link in the chat. If you guys would like access to the software that I've got going on here on the screen, just a bit of context behind this channel. I run a company called A1 Trading. We build software tools for traders. We develop these products from scratch and we build them up to make retail traders have the same sort of tools, that the best possible tools that we could possibly get in their hands. If you would like access to this data, to this powerful software that we've spent about 1.5 years and several hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point investing in building this tool, here's how you get more information. You could try out the EDGEFINDER using this link. We just got it dropped in the chat here. Let's drop it one more time here, if you don't mind, Chandler. Guys who are with me here live, there it is. Click this link, try out the EDGEFINDER. If you'd like information, you can click this link and it will give you more information about the software that we're showing here. Again, it is a tool built by our software company, A1 Trading, here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you'd like more information about it, click that link, fill out the form, and you'll be able to go there. Yeah, no problem, Chandler. I know StreamYard can be weird. Also, okay, so other thing I do want to mention, we're going to come back to the EDGEFINDER in just a moment. We are just a few minutes out here. We've got just over a minute to go before the news comes out. Again, we are looking out for retail sales numbers. I'm going to set up my chart so that we can watch the reaction to this potential spike that may occur here in the market. So I've got gold in the top left, guys. I've got the NASDAQ bottom left. I'm going to go, we'll go euro. Actually, you know what? We'll do USD CAD today, as we do have Canada printing their CPI number as well here this morning. And let's do one more here, top right. So we've got gold, NAS. Let's go ahead and just do dollar index here. See how that prints. So 15-minute charts all around, guys. We're about 30 seconds out from the news. We're going to react here to see what we get. Make sure everything is set up so we can watch it. See if gold pops, if gold falls apart, we'll watch that. And of course, trade setups will follow. So don't go anywhere. And quick little break here. We're going to do breaking news here, and we're going to watch the reaction. All right, let's take a look here and see what we get for retail sales, whether we get a spike here or not. All right, retail sales numbers should be in, and there goes dollar CAD. Something must have happened with the CAD there because the CAD had a big reaction. Gold moving slightly higher, NAS slightly higher as well. DXY seeing a little bit of a decline here. Gold making a push. There goes NAS and gold. Again, these are 15-minute charts, so these are not necessarily massive moves here, but for day traders, that's a good push. To the upside, gold trading 1970, NASDAQ 15,700, printing, DXY breaking the seal back under 99.6 right now. Big sell-off on the dollar, I would say. That's a good move. USD CAD made some gains, but giving it back as the dollar does seem to have declined at the very same time that the Canadian dollar took a bit of a hit. So perhaps CPI numbers in Canada were weaker. Let's go double check our theory there. We'll go back to Forex Factory, pull up today's latest numbers. Again, core retail sales should be coming in. Retail sales coming out for the U.S. as just worse than expected. Gold pumping a little bit off of this number. NAS, well, they're kind of a bit of a mixed reaction there. CPI came out for Canada as a little bit hotter than expected, but CPI month over month down to 0.1% compared to the forecasted 0.3%. Very interesting there. So a bit of a wash for the CAD news. DXY down here, but regaining a little bit of its strength. NAS popped and then came back a little bit. Same with gold. Gold popped up to 1971. Now trading back to 1966, 1960. Yeah, wow. A bit of a reaction there, just intracandle. Dollar regaining some of its strength. Let's see. I think for the most part, that's pretty much all the numbers in. Core retail sales came out less than expected. U.S. retail sales month over month came out less than expected. These are signs of potentially some slowdown in the economy. And of course, when that happens, that's going to cause some weakness in the dollar. But that weakness in the dollar was quickly recaptured. So gold popped, came back a little bit. NAS popped, came back. Very interesting there to see that. If anything, I would think that this might actually have some negative impact on the indices, and we'll see if that does occur. NAS100, like I said, popped and then regained. Lost back all of the gains there. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart quickly. 4-hour chart still, very strong for NAS, for indices traders out there. I mean, this thing has just been a monster. Gold, broke higher and now retesting. Do I like this entry? Honestly, I just don't like the way this candle's looking like it's going to close for gold. Again, we popped and broke out, but all of that breakout gain was lost, right? There was not, this candle closes in 26 minutes. So I guess there still is time for this to close a little more strong. And if it does close like this, then I might actually be more interested in possibly picking up gold this afternoon if it dips, that sort of thing. But I don't love gold and the way that the candle is moving right now. Because again, if that just wicks out here, or if this candle even worse goes red, that's just going to show, and there it goes, right? Came completely erasing the gains on that candle so far. That's not promising for gold bulls in the short term here, but we'll see. Again, the candle's not closed yet. There's the hourly, and you can see those are nasty candles for gold on the short term, right? Now, again, I still think gold is bullish. Higher time frame still looks good. I still think that there's a nice uptrend. We talked yesterday with Frank about COT data. Maybe we can bring him back in just a minute. I think he is getting ready to join us. So we'll bring gold and Frank back in a minute. I'm sure he has something to say about gold. But yeah, big wicks off the top. Little concerning there. Would I short it? No. Like I said, smart money is really long. Retail is very short. that's opportunity for me to be more on the long side. But the short-term technicals do look a little bit like an obstacle for gold to move higher. We'll see if that does change. But for now, I would say this looks very, very top heavy with a lot of rejection. May just be due to retest some lower levels of support. Talk about CAD strength. CAD yen. What's going on with CAD yen? Did we see CAD yen make a move? Wicked down and kind of held support. So dollar CAD, dollar CAD driving higher. So it does seem like the dollar outpacing the Canadian dollar this morning. So some dollar strength relative to CAD. Really not interested in this chart, to be honest. This chart is just not moving in a way that I personally care to trade. Let's take a look at the watch list update here. You've got Euro, Pound, and UK 100 on the sell side. Pound, Yen, Bitcoin, Kiwi Dollar, Pound CAD, NZ Dollar, NZD Gold, Swiss Yen, Pound Aussie, Euro Yen, US 30, which is Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ, and NZD CAD. These are our buys for the day off of our watch list. Of course, all of these things are generated. This is not hand done each morning. None of that, spending an hour a day setting up your watch list stuff. This stuff is automatically generated for us. This combines fundamentals automatically for us each day. And it's pretty cool to just have it there waiting for you by the time you get into the office, kind of thing. Anyways, I do like gold. Like I said, fundamentally, I'm pretty bullish on gold. I think that, the Fed may be kind of reaching the end of its tightening cycle, and we may see gold appreciate off of that as interest rates perhaps start to pause or even come down. So I think that puts pressure to the upside on gold fundamentally. And like I mentioned, technically, when we go back to gold, it is a trade that I'm interested in. I'm just very curious to see how these candles are able to close. And again, this rejection is just keeping me a little bit sidelined for now. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, we're going to bring in Frank, who is, of course, a co-trader here at A1 Trading and also one of the designers with us on the software team, building the tools that you guys see on our stream. So we're going to bring Frank in just a moment. But before we do, we're going to run a quick break to thank our sponsors and to let you guys know how you can actually get access to our software 100% for free if you sign up with our partnered broker. On this stream, we do have a partnership with 8cap, which allows you to get access to our software 100% for free. You just sign up and build an account with them, and you get access to our software. So here's more information about that, and then we'll be joined with Frank and talking markets with him. So stick around.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're interested in getting free access to the EDGEFINDER or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, we are back with Frank. What's going on, Frank?
Hey, I'm good. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. So I mentioned you earlier, but for the newer viewers in the audience, Frank is on our team here at A1 Trading. So we are actually in the same office right now. A lot of people don't know that, Frank. A lot of people think like we're both like at home and doing our thing, but we are actually in the same place.
Right next to each other.
Yeah, he's like on the other side of a couple walls over. So Frank, how's it going this morning, and what are you looking at in the markets?
So, looking at CPI, I think CAD has too many CPIs because I don't really know what to look at.
That's so confusing.
So they had a cooler number month over month, but then median trimmed common is all hotter than expected. Core is not out yet, I guess, unless you got numbers for that.
I think that there might be I think maybe that's their trimmed. Hold on, change it. Yeah, excluding the most volatile 40%. So their trimmed CPI is their core, I guess.
Okay, so I guess mixed numbers. I don't know what BOC exactly is looking at, because if it's the same as the Fed, then core is as equally as important or more. So maybe this suggests I don't know. Maybe they want to stay where they're at for now, but it's kind of tough to tell. Gold seems mixed about it too. Had a quick pop and then came back, and now is that the 4-hour chart. So that long wick just shows a lot of rejection. I'm still holding at 1951. I don't think I'm going to trail my stops yet until we see sort of like a bottoming on this chart. But yeah, I'm afraid that it's hit this level and kind of topped out for now. But if it establishes a bottom, I'd like to trail underneath it if it doesn't come back to my entry. But yeah, kind of a weird situation for gold, I guess, and CAD. And then on top of that, where we have retail sales today, even
Yep.
lower. So lower than expected is probably good, I would say. That means, I guess, less spending overall in the US, less sales. And that's kind of what the Fed wants. They don't want prices to go up. They want spending to go down. So maybe that is probably going to tie into sentiment today on the indices. Maybe it's good, but on top of that, we have not indices. We have earnings coming up for the indices, and those are some big ones. I think Tesla is today, so that and big banks. So a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's definitely potentially market moving there for sure. I do think that, retail sales is an interesting one because, retail sales being down shows, of course, like consumers are out and they're spending less, or they're less willing to purchase things, maybe going to the mall less, or I don't know, things like that. On one hand, that potentially is kind of like strong for gold, I guess, because in one respect it's like, okay, maybe some concerns about the economy slowing down, but at the other point it's kind of like you mentioned, if the Fed is kind of wanting that to happen, they're kind of wanting things to continue to move in that direction, it kind of cancels out a little bit. Despite that, though, we did see an initial pop up on gold. I mentioned, Frank, that I'm looking at on gold, the way this candle closes. This is a 4-hour candle that closes in about 17 minutes now, 18 minutes now. This is just, if it closes red, I'm not necessarily like bearish by any means, but I probably just myself, I've been looking for a gold trade. I'll probably just wait because, again, that huge rejection at a level of resistance like this keeps me a little bit hesitant. But I do overall still think gold looks bullish. I'm just very interested to see how this candle closes. You mentioned indices. S&P and NASDAQ are for me still a little bit of a ways away from an entry. They do look very strong, and I am a buyer, but I've got to see pullbacks. Would you agree on S&P and NAS, or do you have any shorter term stuff you're looking at?
I would go on the daily chart and take a look, but it kind of broke my thesis yesterday. So Friday's close for both NAS and SPX was this bearish inverted hammer right here, or pin bar, whatever you want to call it. And then it went up and made a higher high. And then today is, I guess, a little bit lower. So I'm not really sure on the technical side, but I would like to see a pullback if we get one towards like 4400s, 4450.
Yep.
Something on a larger time frame instead of trying to pick and choose on the hourly or lower. But yeah, they don't give you too many opportunities in the indices for a pullback. So I definitely understand trying to take a long trade on shorter time frames. But I don't know, it does look like it wants to complete its move down to this level and maybe test some support.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely like the indices, but similar to yourself, I've got that same level marked up, 4450, let's call it, would probably be my starting, attempt to go long again, indices or specifically, of course, S&P 500 here. We talked yesterday about the smart money tracker, the COT data. Again, sometimes people get confused by this. Just because gold is something that's longed by institutional traders does not mean that it cannot go down. There is still a portion of institutional money that is actually on the short side. So please be aware, guys. A lot of times people take the COT reports as, absolute, like it couldn't possibly be wrong. COT data is just another indicator. It is in some ways lagging because you do get last week's data, or you get, a week's data on Friday. So it's a little bit delayed in that sense, but it gives you an overall longer term outlook on a particular asset, which I think can be taken down on the day trading and swing trading level as well, which is of course why we use it so frequently on the streams and content. Frank, I want to thank you for coming on. I won't keep you too long. I know we got a lot of stuff working on the EDGEFINDER behind the scenes. Before we kick you off, Frank, let people know what do you do on the EDGEFINDER? Because I'm not quite sure. I'm just kidding. You do a lot, but what's like the high level for people who don't know about the software, like your role within it? What do you do on a day-to-day basis with it?
So a lot of the time it's coming up with newer or just improvements to whatever we have or an addition. So like the smart money tracker, what we've done is a lot so far, but we want to do more. We kind of want to incorporate change. We're trying to take expectations and more current readings, like the change in whatever, so we can give more of a signal to traders. So what we're doing now is we're changing the way we score inflation. And so I guess as an example, we're doing gold right now. We're doing the indices, the dollar, what happens when inflation is at this level, what happens when it changes to the upside or the downside, or if it's higher than expected. So just a lot of research, a lot of looking up sources to pull from online, and writing stuff out, drawing, I guess, sort of blueprints of how things should look.
It's cool because on just for those of you guys who are regular viewers, and I know a lot of you in the audience already have this software, we do appreciate, of course, you picking up the software. It does support what you guys see on the show as well. A lot of stuff goes behind the scenes. There's several levels to it. It's like Frank mentioned, there's like the data sourcing, we have to pull data, and then there's of course, like, once you have the data, what do you do with it? How do you make it look good? And then there's the other side of it too. So there's design and appearance, there's the underlying pulling the data kind of stuff, and then of course there's also the scoring mechanisms that Frank just mentioned. So like, when you have all this inflation data, how do you decipher the newest data and make it bullish or bearish for silver, gold, NAS, Dow, whatever you're looking at? There's a lot of levels to this stuff. And a lot of you guys are users of the EDGEFINDER. We do appreciate you guys. And we constantly listen to feedback that's dropped in the comment section, in the Discord channel. We get messages, emails, and we thank you guys for that. Frank, again, I won't keep you any longer. Thanks for coming on the show and dropping your thoughts on some of the latest stuff.
Yep. Thank you.
See ya. Yep. So like I said, guys, Frank is on the design team, and I just like to give you guys a bit of context when you see this data, what's going behind the scenes, a bit about that. If you do, I did mention this earlier, but if you guys do want to try out the software, or I should mention, if you've been watching the streams for a while, I should mention this. We are actually running a 55% off sale. Well, it's a 50%. It's a half off sale right now. But for people who are watching the live stream right now, you can actually get 55% off, which is the absolute biggest and lowest price. It's the biggest discount, the lowest price we have ever done on the EDGEFINDER in terms of a percentage off, and will ever do. We are never doing this again. We are never doing 55% or more off. Just to be completely honest with you guys, we have a lot of costs associated with building the software, and the price that we're selling it at right now, it is, of course, we're still able to make money with the price, but it is the best price that we are ever going to do on the software. And this is probably never coming back again. And if it does, it'll be a while. So I can't say it never will, but very, very likely to be the last time for quite a while that we do 55% off the EDGEFINDER. If you'd like information about it, You always tell about the discount, but never about the price itself. Comic Compilation says the reason is because we have different options. So we have a basic plan, we have a pro plan. So it gets complicated to try and lay out prices on a YouTube video. So instead, what we do is we just ask you to send us a direct message. So if you click this link and you ask about the software and you ask about the current discount that's going on, if you message us from the stream right now, you get the 55% off offer by connecting with someone on our support team who is trained in the software tool to get you set up, to get you trained. And if you ask for free course material, we do have free course material for the EDGEFINDER as well. It comes with, of course, your purchase, but you can also just get it for free if you'd like to check it out. So send us a message right now if you want to ask about pricing and options that we do have. Again, you can connect with a representative from our team using this link that just got dropped in the chat. So again, Comic Compilation says, okay, yeah, just message us. Again, we have different pricing options. That's why we don't just talk prices over and over, because it gets confusing. And that way, if you just direct message in, we can figure out more about yourself, about your trading journey, and we can help price you with or give you a product and a price that makes most sense to you. We understand there's people from different parts of the world where the dollar is more or less expensive. And so we do, have different options available to people who would still like software tools for their trading, but don't have the means to pick it up. So we do work with people. So please just message us in and figure out something there. Anyways, like I said, NASDAQ and S&P, I still want it long, but I've got to see the pullback. Gold, let's see how this candle's looking. We've got 10 minutes left, and wow, okay. Gold showing a little bit of recovery here. If this candle closes bullish, guys, I actually am interested in a long setup, but it would probably have to be a pretty strong close. Like, I don't want to take a quick long right after a big wick on the top, but if this candle closes, I'm not too opposed to that idea. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. There's several things I'd like to go over, but in just a second, I'm going to recruit some help here. We're going to bring in Tom from Simply Forex to take a look at some charts and see if we can find some more setups. I've looked a lot at gold and indices and the dollar a little bit here today. So perhaps we'll do some currency pairs with Tom. And let's go ahead and bring Tom in. We'll just say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Yeah, morning, Nick. Good, thanks, mate. And you?
I'm good, and good to have you back on the show. For those of you guys who do not already know Tom from Simply Forex, he has a YouTube channel. In these show segments, he comes on. We take a look at setups and ideas together. Tom is a regular contributor to the show, and definitely worth a subscribe if you guys don't already have him on your YouTube subscription list. Tom, what are you looking at here today in the markets? If you want to share your screen, I'd love to get some currency pair ideas from you today.
Yeah, okay. So just to look at that gold trade quickly, it's just, if that, so I'm interested if it broke this level, basically, on gold, So if we look at the day chart, first of all, I mean, it's clearly in an uptrend. Yeah. As soon as we broke out of this level, we liked, gold trades. We were looking to buy it. And we've had a bit of a retrace. And, the idea was just to take price potentially back up to here, if not a bit further. And we were just waiting for a break of this level. But if you look on the H1, it was a crazy hourly candle. Yeah, we didn't quite get the break we were looking for. But we've got another, what is it, like 8 minutes before the H4 candle finishes. So, if that H4 candle, this is the H4 chart, stays like it is, then, potentially we've got a trade on our hands back up to here. But again, even then, I would still like a bit of a retrace before we come higher. But yeah, that's one trade I'm looking at right this minute. And also looking at euro pound, looking to buy this pair. I have bought this pair, in fact. Okay. So if we look at the day chart, guys, there was this, for me, it's had a little break in structure, and it has a little bit of room to move into. So euro pound's sort of been in an ugly range. That's a new market state, an ugly range.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of that before. But, and it did actually break these lows. Yeah, and potentially, you know, we were thinking it would come lower, but it hasn't. And instead, price has come up and broken this last high here. So for me, we've just seen on yesterday's candle, we saw a higher high. Yeah, this high had been broken. So we're just trying to take advantage of this, you know, little room that we have back up to this gray zone here. So that's what we're looking for on the day chart. So generally I use day chart as my direction. And then if we drop down to the H1 chart, yeah, I then, you know, map out the zones that we're interested in, as you do, Nick, as well. And, you know, there's just this gray zone through here that I really like, where price has reacted historically. And, you know, we've had a bit of a bullish reaction here on the H1. So this is, I need to see a reaction at these levels. And, you know, this candle gives me enough of a reaction to let me know buyers are at least in the market. So, yeah, I've literally just entered here, put my stop down at 64, and I'm looking to take price, you know, potentially back up to here. So, yeah, it's a trade I'm in right now.
Very nice. Yeah, euro pound, interesting one there. Moving that way this morning. I like the new term, the ugly market move. We did get a 50 rupee donation from Dog Cat. Very cool name, by the way. I took a gold trade at 1948.73. I'm going to pull up gold here for a second. Tom, I've been really focused on gold this morning just because the way it's moving. I'm very close to, you know, potentially taking a trade here. And I actually like the way that this candle seems to be closing. This is a 1 hour candle that we're looking at. We've got just under 4 minutes left to this candle, and closing a lot more bullish than I thought it might. Honestly, just moments, you know, a few minutes ago, we were back at the lows of this candle. So a lot of this recovery seems to have happened. We could drop down to the minute just to see what's been happening. You can see a drive higher here in the last few minutes of this hourly candle. So I am kind of interested in a gold trade. Dogcat says I took a trade at 1948, which is awesome. You probably caught right around the lows. So congrats on that trade there. Like I said, I'm interested in a gold long, but probably going to wait for this candle to close and then look for some sort of retracement, perhaps into this previous market structure high to look for a continuation play. But I do like gold long. It's cool to see, Tom, that you're kind of on the same page. Generally bullish on gold right now, especially with some of those higher time frames. Making some moves here finally. So again, gold's been very, very range bound the last few weeks. So it's nice to start seeing a move here. And I do think fundamentally it kind of makes sense. You have, you know, last week's CPI number was just such a rock star number. It was so good in terms of, you know, what the Fed wanted to see. And that could perhaps take off some pressure on the gold market. We're about two and a half minutes out on this last hourly candle, and it is looking decently promising here on gold for a possible strong close. And in which case I'll look for pullback opportunities to possibly pick it up long. Tom, what else are you looking at? You got any other, you got euro pound. Yeah. What else are you looking at? Any CAD or pound pairs or yen pairs?
Looking at US dollar yen as a bit of a swing trade, really. You know, as you know, I'm an intraday trader. I can, you know, be in and out of trades, but this US dollar yen trade, I really like as a swing trade. So I will put on swing trades from time to time and sort of leave the trade, you know, for as long as it takes. But just this level on the weekly chart on US dollar Japanese yen, I like. Yeah, there's this level through here where you can see price has reacted historically, and that's all I'm looking for these levels. You know, price has reacted many times at this gray zone. Okay, and we've, you know, also getting a bit of a reaction now. So not only do we have this horizontal support, but we've also got this moving average 20, which I use as dynamic support. Okay, yep. So I really like this area. And then if we drop down to the day chart, you can see we've had this bullish reaction. You know, this is a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. It doesn't really matter the name of the candlestick. We just know that buyers are coming into the market here. And then all I'm, basically looking for is a bit of a structure break on the lower time frame. So if we drop down to the H4, there's this, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see it. But these last H4 highs here haven't broke. Yeah, all of these candles have closed back in. So hence you can see my alarm in here. If we get a bit of a break of this level, let's say price pops up, then I'm looking for a bit of a swing trade back up to the daily highs, then if not those last weekly highs.
Sure.
And there's two schools of thought here. You can wait for a structure break like this, or you could be more aggressive with the trade. Let's say price comes back to these lows and we get a really bullish H4 candle. Then, it's a more aggressive trade, but, equally feasible. But for me, I just like to see these structure breaks. It just sort of confirms to me that buyers are, taking control.
Yep, fair enough. Yeah, no, I like those setups. Dollar yen looks interesting. If it does start to break higher, that could be very intriguing. If yields start to get a bit as well, that would probably push dollar yen. So interesting setups there on the yen setup. That gold candle, by the way, guys, I mentioned it just moments ago. It did end up closing very strong. So I think we have a live market here. If price does give me a bit of a pullback, I'll probably be watching this for the remainder of the day. Whether that comes right away or comes later today, a potentially entry around 1962 is probably where I'm looking at this. Of course, I'll have to retake a look at it. If price does come down, I'll have to, just take a look at it where I want to put a stop, that sort of thing, see what price action does in the lower time frames. But very interesting, liking that gold setup. And now we've got a nice mix between, gold indices from myself, and now we've had Tom to come on for the currencies. Tom, I know it's kind of a short stream. We've got a busy schedule here today in the office. I do want to let people know where they can find you on your social media. You have a YouTube channel called Simply Forex. If you guys don't already follow Simply Forex or subscribe to them on YouTube, take a minute here. We're going to drop the link. It's in the chat right now. If you click this link, it'll take you to Tom's YouTube channel where you can keep up to date with Tom and what he's looking at the markets. We encourage everybody who watches our show to make sure to always follow the guests. If we bring them on here, it's because we like them for a reason, right? They keep coming back for a good reason. So Tom, thank you for coming on the show here today. Thanks for sharing some ideas, and we will see you back next time.
Cheers, Nick. See you soon, mate. Thank you.
Yep. Always good to have Tom on the show, guys. Tom, technical trader. We like to have a good mix of people. We like people that are on the fundamental side, more on the technical side. It gives diversity in the form of trading ideas here on the channel. So thank you to Tom for showing up, and I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Again, gold possibly looking to get long. If I can get a retracement, I will pick it up inside of the Discord channel. If you guys are not in the Discord and you would like access to it, remember, there is a free version and a VIP version. If you're not in our Discord, click this link. We're dropping it in the chat right now. Take a look here. Janelle, if you'd like more access to this, if you'd like details on recent trades that we've taken, that is something that you can message us about. If you'd like to message us, for anybody who would like for details about the VIP, Chandler, if you could drop that link for people to direct message us, all you have to do is just send us a DM. Send us a DM. Well, it's not a DM. It's a direct message, though, kind of. Send this. If you click this link, it'll take you to our messaging center. We have a couple people who answer questions about memberships and software. So if there's anything on that front, if you'd like to learn more about our VIP signals, which is where, of course, if I take this trade, you'll see the full trade details. If you'd like to get notifications sent to you whenever I take trades, like I took this NASDAQ trade, which turned out to be a very nice winner for us. If you'd like to get notifications anytime I take a trade, or Frank, who some of you guys saw earlier on the show here today, he shares his trade alerts as well. If you would like access to those trade alerts or to join our Discord channel, two things for you to consider. We do have a free one, which doesn't give you the signals, but it gives you a whole bunch of other good stuff. Click this link. And if you'd like more information about the VIP, where you can get trade alerts from Frank and I, click this link. We also do coaching webinars, and there's some strategy guidelines and educational stuff that is available to premium members. You can find out more by clicking those links that have just been dropped in the chat from our wonderful producer. So thank you guys very much for tuning into the show here today, and we will see you back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
And that concludes today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to keep you up to date with the latest market coverage through our daily videos and articles. If you like our content, make sure to subscribe for more. You can get funded today up to $200K with FX2 funding. Use our code A1Trading15 for a special discount. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.